Hi everyone, I am Simon de Rouviere and I'm the lead developer on the TokenFactory, a project that is built inside ConsenSys with a bunch of amazing people. So around 2011, like some of us, I discovered Bitcoin for the first time and was quite excited about the potential it could mean for a lot of things in the space. And for some of us, perhaps a lot of us, we started delving down this deep rabbit hole of potential. And then year around sort of end of 2013, a lot of developers started experimenting with cryptocurrencies as a whole. They started wondering what else could, like, experimenting with the different sort of monetary policies, different technical features, and that's at a time when Ethereum was born as well. People were experimenting, and it was very fascinating to see the kind of things people experiment with. Yes, a lot of them turned out to be scams. A lot of them failed, but what was just exciting to see is that people could experiment with new kinds of systems of economic value, different tokens, different assets. And since then, it's been, when I thought about it and like realized that what we could possibly do with this, I started thinking about what would a world look like when we just made it extremely simple and easy for people to design these new kinds of digital assets and these new kind of tokens and just let it flourish, let experimentation happen. At that point in time, like any self-respecting, curious programmer, I decided to go to the Bitcoin code base and create my own alternative cryptocurrency. At that point in time, that was the only thing that was really available. You had to spend 3 weeks of your time learning what the code base looks like. And luckily, at that point in time, my full-time job was being interested in this stuff, so I luckily had time to do that. I created my own cryptocurrency, but needless to say, it didn't turn out as well as I expected it would. But what was great was that I had the opportunity to experiment with something like this. But not all of us are computer science graduates, so the idea was to create something that would just make it easier for people to experiment. And thus, the TokenFactory has a long-standing idea to make it easy to issue and manage your own digital assets and tokens. Why is this important and why are we using the blockchain? I already described that I think what would be interesting to see is we can create new kinds of economic networks of value, and preaching to the crowd here, the blockchain is very apt for this for various reasons. The first one is it adds security, it adds efficiency and interoperability. I was clearly tired of a long day of doing very exciting work that I somehow managed to misspell that word. But if you add these three components, you get to hopefully a more trusted system where you can create more kinds of economic value. And as we all know, blockchain adds additional cryptographic guarantees that you don't find in the traditional financial system. You have efficiency in terms of cheaper and faster settlement. Now, the important thing here is not just in terms of providing cost efficiency, but also new kinds of systemic efficiency for new kinds of economic exchange. The one classic example is that of micropayments, where you can send many amounts of tiny units per second to new kinds of payments for various things. And then finally, what perhaps makes me the most excited is that it creates new kinds of adoption and network effects around these kinds of currencies and systems. So when you combine these things all together, we can hopefully see a society where more people can experiment and then create these new networks of value. So a lot of people, when they think about digital assets and tokens, the ones usually come to mind are, it's either like a share in a company or it could be a community currency. But let me allow just to think a bit more grander. One of that is the concept of a government-backed digital currency. If a government decides they want to do this right now, it would actually be possible to do so in the TokenFactory, if they want to, of course. This is something useful for a government because it can create demand for the currency. By having an open platform like this, developers can innovate and create new economic value. One thing that makes me excited about blockchains is that it reduces the barrier to entry for people to socially coordinate. And one of the biggest collective action problems in the world today is climate change. We realize that it's not just a problem of one person, one country, or one institution, it's everyone's problem. And you can do things like put carbon credits on the blockchain, and it's so that it's not just the responsibility of a certain amount of people or institutions. And you don't even have to think so grand. You can do things as well as, say, normal subway ticket if you want to do that. entry for something. So currently with the TokenFactory, it's been in development for a while and it exists right now. It allows you to issue any token you want on any Ethereum network that you wish to do so. It has a simple wallet interface. It uses the current Ethereum token standard that, along with the community I helped to build. The Ethereum community is really amazing. It's been very exciting to see the adoption of this standard in the past year since we came together to build this. So this is just a simple wallet interface. Then it also has currently native mobile support thanks to Uport. And Uport not just adds mobile support, but also the possibility to add identification to your token if that's desired. It also has access to other multiple providers. It currently works extremely well with the Chrome MetaMask extension and also the Ethereum Foundation's very well-designed Mist client. The demo is currently live at the TokenFactory.com. If you have some Ether, then you can play around and create your own token. So just a quick demo of what this would look like. Here is the screen where you create your own token. Very simple, straightforward interface. Because for now, it's a very straightforward product. I've spent a lot of time thinking about user experience, and people like Eva at ConsenSys has helped me work through some of these issues. This is just a simple interface. You say, I want to create 10,000 Simon bucks. It's called SBX. Simon bucks is unfortunately not worth anything at the moment. Then once you click create, MetaMask asks you to confirm the transaction. It's injected into the Ethereum network, and less than 5 minutes, you have created your own token that you can trade around and use as any other token on the Ethereum network. Because it complies to the standards that have been created on the Ethereum network, it works out of the box with my Ether wallet and all the other current token wallets on Ethereum. The next step for the TokenFactory is to focus on adding more functionality. That simple, straightforward token could be limited for a lot of use cases. So we want to add things like the possibility to have an administrator, so to be able to withdraw and issue new tokens for that specific one, which will result in hopefully having more and more use cases. And then finally, make it very easy to package for use, and not just in the public Ethereum network, but in any context that you would want to use it. So coming back to how I got to this point, looking at, this currently at the moment, it's, you might question like, what are these kind of tokens that people will want to create? And one of the reasons why I'm so excited about tokenization in general is that I feel like we're going to see probably in the next 5 years a lot of experimentation, and we're definitely going to invent a new kind of digital asset design that will hopefully create a lot of agency for a lot of people. And when we realize the current economic climate of the world, it feels a bit wonky, like it doesn't feel like it's necessarily fit for the age we live in anymore. So we have a responsibility to design these new economic systems so that we can move forward and prosper and share wealth together in a new manner. So that's the TokenFactory. It's a fairly simple, straightforward application. Works right now. UX is hopefully great. So please go test